I know it's a different system. I know it's not Battletech, but when I think I need some Dakka on the table, the Partisan tank is the way to do it. Now, the Partisan is primarily marketed as an anti-air unit, and certainly it works for that because it's got the double redundancy and it's got the range to put some heat on some air targets, but against ground targets, it's equally as effective and very, very cheap. So I classify the Partisan as a support unit, meaning it wants to park itself in a good area. And I know we're looking at vehicles, but this could be a mech too, like the Rifleman or the Jaeger mech. And once it's got that optimal place, it's just going to fire and light up absolutely anything that it can. It's a support mech. This could mean taking free shots against something moving across the hex map, or as something advances to meet your lance, it's got some additional dice firing down, laying down the firepower on the table. Battle value is important, right? We want to get the most for the least. And certainly while vehicles have some penalties in terms of armor and in terms of critical hits, they're a little bit more devastating. Mostly motive hits where it chews up the tracks and the wheels and the treads to the point where if you get immobilized and you're playing with force withdrawal, the crew will bail out. But generally speaking, we get more bang for the C-bills and the battle value at a lower buy-in compared to mechs. So it makes it attractive if you're trying to squeeze in some firepower and maybe you don't want to fully pay for a mech, again, over a Rifleman or a Jaeger mech. A recent game, it was Clan Invasions, and we were fighting over I was playing Intersphere versus Clans, and we were fighting over a city. And there was a good, nice little elevated park that had the ability to either fire on the left or to the right. I was able to deploy quickly. I got 4 Partisans up there, 2 of them with hull down. And the Clans, of course, they didn't split their forces. They refused flank, meaning everything deployed on the right side of the city. As they're coming in, and I had deployed a little bit more all over the place because I didn't quite know where they were coming in. And my thought was, if they deployed some on the left, I could either fade to the center or push out from the center. Refused flank, they're all on one side. I'm moving stuff over. But as they're coming in, those Partisans, even against the firepower of the Clans for cheap, are just blasting stuff. You've got 4 autocannon 5s firing away. Now, this is important in Battletech redundancy. 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is some. Ideally, I'd like to have 3 or 4 shots, and it could be on one model, one element, or it could be a lance with the same weapons profile. Like if I have 2 Warhammers or 2 Marauders, and I'm going to push the heat, those are 4 PPC shots, primary weapons. I've got the greatest chance of hitting you just because I'm firing 4 shots. Yes, I'm going to try and cut down on range. Yes, movement modifiers. Hopefully I'm not running, I'm walking, or if I'm not walking, I'm staying still. That modifier game is still going on. We're always trying to do that. But by virtue of firing 4 shots, that increases the hits. And we want to make sure redundancy is important. If I only have 1 shot, hit or miss, even with those modifiers. By having 4 AC5s, that's big. That's on 1. And the Partisans are cheap enough that I can get 2, 3, or 4. And I have 4 total in the collection that scales up. Usually I'll start at 2, I'll go to 3, I'll go to 4. You want a cheap Dakka tank? That's the go-to. It is anti-air, doesn't have much armor, okay speed. The primary focus is those autocannons, but again, hanging back a little bit in a support role. It's very, very potent with how it works.